And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called Tournament of Towers. I'm pretty sure that in a Tournament of Towers, the Dice Tower will win. Okay, anyway, this is a stacking game. It's a game in which you're going to stack different objects, and there's a lot of these games out there. I mean, obviously the one that most people know is Jenga, where you pull a piece off and put it on top. But in this game, each person has their own tower. So you have a tournament of towers. Your tower is going to be against everyone else. You're trying to put weird shaped pieces on yours to get extra point and have the tallest tower of everybody else using a mechanism known as drafting. What is drafting? Here's how it plays. There are 2 rounds in the game. In each round, you're going to get 7 cards. These cards are going to show various pieces that come with this game. And so you're going to pick one of these cards. I think I'll take this X blocks card. And then I'll pass. Then you pass it, and then you get 7 more cards. I'll take this this Apex pipe here. And then in my next grouping here, I think I can take this DI Bambolo card. And here, I'll take one of these Lena Bittum cards. And then the next grouping here, I got 3. My choices are getting smaller. I'll take a mid-rod. And then my next 2 cards, I'll take this Nobble. And then finally, I guess I'm getting this card here. I'm going to take the cards and I'm going to put them in order in front of me based on my building the cards. So like I think I'm going to be able to build this one, then this one, and then maybe this one, and this one, this and this one. Then I'm going to find the pieces for these. All the different pieces are in this set and pull them out. Alrighty, each player also has an architect piece that you could put on your tower at the end. So then we start building them. Now as you build these pieces, you can use 1 or 2 hands to put them on. Once a piece is on your tower, you can no longer touch those pieces with your hands, although you can touch them with other pieces. So let's see if I can finish this one here. Everything is looking good so far. It doesn't have to go on top of the other pieces. It could go on the base somewhere. So like I could stick this one here, but I actually think I'm going to stick it like that. Putting that one in there. And then this one doesn't look like it's going to fit up here. So I'll just stick it. Move over, everyone. Give me some room on here. There we go. And then I'll put my architect on top. There you go. Now, after everyone has done that, if your tower falls over at any point, you have a mulligan and you can fix it. If it falls over twice, well, too bad, you are out of the game. So you do all this, then whoever has built the tallest tower is going to get 3 points, which is marked on this gigantic score pad. And then everyone will get 1 point for each gold piece in their tower. So let's say mine was the tallest. I get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the different pieces on my tower. And then we do another round with some more cards from the deck. And then you're going to be building on the tower that you already have built. Now most of the gray pieces, as you can see, are fairly straightforward pieces, easy to put on. But there's all kinds of weird pieces. Have fun getting this egg on, unless of course you have the pipe. You can put it in here. The ovoid piece here is like a cube with rounded sides. We got this. There's only 1 each of all the different yellow pieces because they're weird and unusual. While the gray pieces, I believe there's 4 of each of them as you place them on the tower. And you can also play with fewer pieces rather than 7, just a fewer for people who have a harder time. Or you can play with 1 big giant tower where everybody is going to draw a card, and that's basically what you have to place on the tower next. And you see how tall you can make the tower. Interestingly enough, everything fits really well into this box, but I took a picture of this because I wasn't sure if I'd remember how to put everything back in. It's nice and it's for the most part pretty tight in here. The cards then fit in on top of all this stuff. But the card quality is fine. It's really easy to tell what shape it is, and we have a fun time saying these shapes. Like this is the Q-foid, also known as the most hated object in humanity. The actual pieces themselves are fine. You can tell where I can't tell if these were 3D printed and there's just some mistakes made on them, or if they were cut off. You can see some of that on them. It's not a huge deal. They're definitely very sturdy and really chunky pieces here. And it's easy to tell the yellow ones from the gray ones. Overall, it's good components, but it does make for a fairly heavy game. When it comes to a game like this, we're going to be comparing it to other games of the same genre. We have to, because there's a lot of them out there. So what does Tournament of Towers have? Well, first of all, it has plastic pieces. Most of the time, these games seem to have wooden pieces and big, chunky plastic pieces. Again, it almost feels like the people who made this game had a 3D printer and are like, ooh, let's see what pieces we can print and stick on a tower. That's what it feels like. That's fine. So it's stacking. And some pieces are harder than others, and there's a lot of stacking games that use these exact kind of pieces. That egg, that's not the first time I've seen that in a game before. What this game does that's different than the other stacking games is it has the drafting, where I have a handful of cards to decide which one to keep. Obviously, I can play it safe and take these pieces, which are pretty simple to stack, or I can take gold pieces, which are harder to stack, considerably harder to stack, but they can get me points. Let me tell you this. You better get that tallest tower. That's worth 3 points. You better get some gold pieces. It doesn't matter if you build a gray one and it's fantastic and strongly stuck there. If you don't get on some gold pieces or get tallest tower, it doesn't matter if your tower doesn't fall over. But that being said, I really dislike the rule in this game that if your tower falls over, you lose. Sometimes because of the drafting, you'll get that last card and it's something that just doesn't fit on your tower. It's one of those really weird yellow shapes and you don't have a way to stick it on your tower. Your tower's going to fall over. That's not really fun. That's okay if the game is silly and short. But in a game that's 2 rounds of drafting, you might be out after the first round. I don't like that. I'd rather you lose a point or something if your tower falls over. And if that's a problem and someone in your house hates that, I guess you could play just wherever there's one big tower. Don't make it fall over. So the drafting is interesting, getting the pieces. I like that the gold pieces, including your architect that you have, will get you a point for building them. I don't know if it's enough to I shouldn't say I don't know. I do know. I don't think it's enough to differentiate it from other games that are out there. Yes, there's a lot of pieces. Yes, you can play with these and have fun. And ooh, look at the things I built with these. Outside of that, your kids can play with them as toys. But there's some other really cool abstract strategy games with stacking, like Men at Work that came out this year. And I think that I would focus on them, or Beasts of Balance, which has an app that goes with it. It has really weird pieces. So Tournament of Towers, it's an interesting idea. It's not a bad game at all. I just don't think it stands out in the crowd of these dexterity stacking games. Dice Tower Judgment, an interesting dexterity game.